Three, two, one. We are back. Week one
Yeah.
of preseason is in the books. The Mike McCarthy era. It has begun. I'm
hmm
Nick. This is Brad. Brad, how are we doing on this lovely, lovely, warm summer day?
Doing good. Good. I was happy with the way the game turned out last week. Was really surprised at the quarterback play. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
night and day from what we're used to these days. I mean, used to they would, maybe put Ben out there a little bit and he would look great, and then it was always a mixed bag. But every guy that they put up under center did good things.
Yeah, yeah.
Really good things.
I was very pleased overall. We're going to get into all of it as we move along throughout this next 30 to hour long, however we go, because we're excited, right? It's kind of like Christmas Day.
Yeah.
You didn't know what you were asking for, but you got some things, you didn't get some things, and there's some good, there's some bad, but there's excitement in the air. Mike Tomlin has made his debut on NBC. He's doing his thing. It is the Mike McCarthy era. So we're going to get into a couple things tonight. I want to hear from you. What's your general reaction from the game? As per usual, I have my things, but I want to hear from you first. What'd you take away?
Well, it was preseason, but it was, you can't ask for any more than what you got. I mean, Packers were showing vanilla defenses all night, but our quarterbacks executed the offense that they were asked to execute. You can't ask for any more than what happened on both sides of the ball, for that matter. Well, the offensive starting line didn't look great, but I guess that's just some of the learning curve with Fatanu and McCormick moving to the left side, and Broderick, well, just kind of looked like what you get out of Broderick. So I don't know if it's, the injury or, what the deal was, but I mean, things happen.
Yeah, I thought it was a really encouraging night for the young guys. I thought Jeremy Bernard, Caden Wheatgen,
Hustle!
Robert Spears Jennings, Dalen Everett, those are guys we just drafted and they were making an impact. I also thought Jamin Davis made a couple good plays. He was that fourth or fifth edge rusher, but I thought
that's the guy they pulled from Washington, right?
Yeah,
the young former first round pick.
Yep, the young guys were making plays, and the young QBs, they gave me something to be excited about. I thought Will Howard looked like a sixth round, essentially rookie, where that first step, he's like, "Oh, the defense is in my face," and he kind of rolls out, but he made some plays, and I thought Allar was very, very raw, but there's some things there that I saw that made me a little excited. And then, as you said, I thought overall the offensive line was probably my biggest concern. Some rough play there on the outside on the tackles, but overall, week one of the preseason, new era. It feels good. It feels refreshing to know that we're probably still going 9-8 this year, and we'll get into our win-loss record predictions towards the closer to the regular season. But at least it's something different, right?
It might be, yeah. God, I hope we don't go 9-8 again.
10-7.
I want to see. Wow, man, reality's starting to set in.
Well, it's like we're a better team. The NFL did a ranking of all the rosters and that kind of stuff, and they have us in the bottom third, which I do disagree with. I'm trying to avoid the homer take, but I think our worst position is probably our quarterback play, and that's just middle of the road. Like I think the quarterback play from Aaron Rodgers at this point in his career is just middle of the road. And the argument is, well, if Rodgers goes down, the Steelers are screwed. Well, if any starting quarterback goes down, the team is screwed.
Yeah,
like it's that old. There's that, and I forget which coach it was, which quote it was, but they were talking about, giving the backup quarterback snaps behind Peyton Manning, because if Peyton Manning goes down, you need to be able to save your season. And the coach was like, if Peyton Manning goes down, our season's over. So you can't use your if their quarterback goes down, they're screwed. So I
Everybody is.
still feel like it's 9-8, but my general reaction from last Thursday is there's a beacon of hope, especially when you combine the whole team's performance with
Yeah.
what you saw out of number 16, Drew Allar. I'm not anointing him franchise quarterback. He is very, very raw, but you saw some stuff that made you think, huh, okay.
Might have something, especially
Might-
since he's got like a quarterback guru for a head coach that's willing to roll his sleeves up. And, you know, that's what, when he was drafted and came out in minicamp, they're like, all these media, they were, oh my God, his footwork's terrible. He looked like a baby giraffe learning how to walk at the training facility. He's supposed to. I mean, he's having to relearn everything. So, I mean, I wasn't concerned about his feet being all over the place then. We're not expecting him to start. And he's already apparently light years ahead of where they expected him to be right now to begin with. So,
Yeah. So that's gonna help perfectly, I think, get us into our first real segment, which is QB talk. Let's talk quarterbacks. As you said, in so many years past, let's just forget the Kenny Pickett era because that just didn't exist. We're gonna Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky. No, we never had those guys. Those guys never existed. Justin Fields, never heard of them. In,
with
in
that
the
being said,
in the main era of Steelers play, you're right. Ben would go out there for a quarter, and obviously the NFL has changed since then. But we didn't see any of Rodgers. It was just Mason, Will Howard, and Drew Aller. What
yeah,
what did you see from those guys?
the best that we saw was out of Drew. Mason was kind of running for his life just a little bit early on, and he got some things done. And Will was kind of the same way. His accuracy, I mean, he got the ball in places, but it wasn't as accurate as you would want it to be. But again, it was his first NFL action, so.
Yeah,
And then, you know, Drew did what he did, but he was playing against third and fourth string guys. 50% of the guys he played against aren't going to be on an NFL roster or making much of an impact once the
right,
season starts. So
right.
it's, you know, they look good, but it was preseason. And somebody pointed out a day or two after the game, they're like, everybody's on the Allar wagon, but I want to remind you, in 2023, Kenny Pickett had a perfect rating. He threw 5 touchdowns and 5 drives or whatever it was, and everybody thought we had something. So I was like, that's a big splash of cold water to a lot of folks' face today.
Yes, it is. And I think it's very important to keep that in mind when you're looking at a quarterback, especially during the preseason. But, you know, you kind of mentioned everything that I thought. I thought Mason Rudolph looked like a typical backup quarterback. I thought you could, you know, just watching, not even the all 22, just watching the regular game, you could see him processing his reads.
Mm,
I thought he was good. He was accurate. The extended, his second drive, I thought he looked really good at, well, pretty good in. But my issue with that is you know exactly what Mason Rudolph is at this point in his career.
mm-hmm.
So moving forward, unless it's a true quarterback two competition, I'd like to see Will Howard and Drew Aller just kind of rotate because I thought Will Howard showed mobility and playmaking. I thought
Mm-hmm.
that the touchdown play to, well, the short of the line, but that play
Yeah,
to Robert
that's what I was
Tonyan
just thinking about. That was,
was a beautiful play. I mean, that was fantastic, but it was a very much a college quarterback throw,
mm-hmm.
right? It was unscripted. Ball came out. And then I thought that Aller, again, I thought he looked really raw. I can't watch the footwork. I'm not going to pretend to be that guy, but I thought he made a lot of tough angle throws and made plays with his legs where if you had to blind, like, oh, remove the names, remove the numbers, remove the resumes, I would think they looked exactly like who they came into the league as. And that is Will Howard looks like a 6th-round pick with, you know, some good traits. Might have a future as a backup. And I thought that Drew Aller had some pretty good traits and looked like he might be able to be a starting quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I don't know what we're going to do. Are we going to keep 4 quarterbacks and we have a couple more games to figure it out? They're not going to stash Drew Aller. They're not. Like, that's just, you're not going to do anything with your 3rd-round pick. And I don't think they're going to fake an injury for Howard to get him on the practice squad or the IR because you need to see reps out of these guys. So
Mm-hmm.
we might be rolling into week 1 versus Atlanta with 4 quarterbacks on the roster.
Yeah, Wow. I mean, I would like to see what you were talking about is the two of them go at it. Get this next game, get Aaron in and get his drive or two out of the way, whatever. And then you know what you have in Mason. He produced in the first game. Let Drew and Will have at it for the rest of game two and game three.
I don't even think you need to put Rodgers in because
Well,
DK
yeah, I mean, he
and
could
Pittman aren't
sit.
playing. So if his starting receivers aren't in, there's not a massive need for him to be in there. And again, he's 43 years old. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
Like
you got to
I don't
protect your fine china.
the old ancient China. So yeah, I thought overall I liked what I saw from the quarterback position. Nothing that makes me think, okay, we found our franchise quarterback, but again, keeping in mind Kenny Pickett 2023.
Yeah.
Remember, he made that throw to Pickens, and then I was the touchdown throw, and I was like, oh my gosh, we found our franchise quarterback. I think the difference with Kenny and with Drew slash Will is eye test, and Drew Allar and Will Howard just have the physical makeup of a franchise quarterback,
Hmm.
especially Drew Allar because of just the traits. It's like everything that Will Howard does, Allar does a little bit better.
Hmm.
So I'm interested to see. So yeah, that's QB talk, and
Yeah.
that's gonna parlay right into. I want to talk stock up, stock down. What are some guys that you saw across the board? We don't need to limit it to offense or defense that you thought coming out of that game, coaches have to feel good about them. What are some guys that you thought? I don't know. That's a big question mark, and where there's some mixed bag items too. So where are
Yeah.
you on the stock up?
Stock up the Rubio
Yeah,
lineman.
Gabriel, 6th round pick, Notre
Yeah.
Dame.
He's pushing it. Yeah.
Nepotism works.
I forgot that when I read the article about his, I was like, oh man, I remember that dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He
Some
he
of the
looked
old dog in me.
he looked good. He looked like a run stuffer,
Hmm.
and you need those ugly, not the person, like you need the ugly positions
Oh
to
yeah.
win because they allow everything else to flourish. And I'm really excited about again, it's one game, but he was able to eat men. And I'm
Mhm.
curious how well he will do against better competition as we get closer to the regular season.
Yeah.
But as a guy who was, I mean, when he was drafted, I was there. We were like, who is this guy? People, some
Mhm.
draft experts didn't even have him on their draft board because they weren't expecting him to be
Yeah.
drafted. Uh, Andy
Mhm.
Weidel, okay, all right,
Yeah. Build those lines up because
yeah,
that I've read that we've got like one of the deepest defensive lines in the
oh
league. I
yeah,
mean, people are like, "Oh my, they're going to find playing time for all these guys."
yeah. It does
So,
kind of seem like it's an abundance of right now. I don't want to say riches, but like money because like we have a lot of guys who can play, but we're not rich. We don't have guys right now beyond our starters that are gonna really impact the game. They might just be okay when they're in there, and sometimes that's what you need out
mhm.
of your fourth DT. Like that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But so moving on, I thought I'm going to list a couple of guys that I thought were stock up. I want to know what your thoughts were. I thought Jeremy Bernard looks like he's locked and loaded as a future wide receiver two at minimum.
Hmm.
He had the bubble helmet on and it
Yeah.
looked like street lines on his. Which that's fine. I don't care, man. Like, if you want to wear the bobblehead, awesome.
Yeah. Go
But I
for it.
thought the ball kept finding him, which I thought was really good.
Yep.
I thought Caden Wheatgen, who we drafted as a specialist, which was again kind of an eyebrow raiser. We're like, we're drafting a
We
guy who
thought he was just going to be a specialist. Apparently, they knew more.
they knew more, but he needs to be able to turn what was it, like a 66 yarder? He needs to be able to turn that into a 67 yarder because that's a touchdown,
Yeah.
right? So I thought he looked good. He was fast. If you
Hmm.
watch that playback, five different guys had the angle on him, and he outran all of them.
Yeah.
That had me excited because, as Mike McCarthy kind of mentioned, you don't want guys to have one role on the team. You need them in different positions. And if he
Hmm.
can elevate himself to not just a return man, but also a wide receiver 4, a wide receiver 3. That is exciting. It's not the player comp. They're not any way comparable to each other. But Steve Smith Sr. was drafted out of Utah by the Carolina Panthers to be the return man.
Hmm.
And he made a career out of himself doing a lot more than returning kicks.
Yeah, I'd say.
So if we get a fraction of that, I'm excited. We talked quarterbacks. I talked Jamin Davis. I thought, again, closing with a couple more rookies, Robert Spears Jennings, safety. I thought that man, I'm excited. We're also deep at safety. Like,
Hmm.
no dead set elite guys there right now, but he was good, and I thought Dalen Everett, the
Yeah,
corner from Georgia.
and he's been making noise since rookie camp.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody's like,
I was
they got him in the
so
third
pleased.
round.
Yep, I was so pleased with all of our rookies, which
Hmm.
is it's what you're looking for in week 1 of the preseason.
Yeah, yeah, and with Robert Spears Jenny, did you read about the fight that broke out at
Yeah,
camp? Oh my, whoo!
I'm
Not
all for the
not
fight.
much has been said about that. Well, I mean, it sounded like one of those almost like one of those out of control fights that really shouldn't happen. The kind of, I guess it's kind of the way I took it, because when I heard about it, the bench is clearing and everybody getting involved, and whoever, I can't remember who it was, got his helmet ripped off and actually punched in the face.
Nice.
Yeah, it reminded me of, was 19. It was, I think it was 99
Woo.
season.
History
Yeah,
lesson. Let's go.
yeah. There was a fight broke out in the locker room when Cowher was there, and Richard Huntley, our running back from Winston-Salem State, got out
Going
of
in.
chair like he was on wrestling
Oh my
in the
gosh.
locker room, and it was like everybody was writing about it. They're like, this team, he does not have control of this locker room right now. There was like a melee in there, and that's all I could think of when I was reading about this happening just this past weekend. I was like, oh my god.
See, that kind of stuff doesn't even bother me because I think it's just so commonplace, especially the first couple of weeks of preseason,
Yeah.
because these guys are so juiced up to hit someone.
Hmm.
I've been watching Hard Knocks this year, which is on the Seahawks, which is weird because usually it's on like a really, really bad team. And this
Hmm.
year it's on the defending Super Bowl
I haven't
champion.
even seen any ads about that.
Well, and it's really cool because, I mean, it's a different way of looking at Hard Knocks. It's not just, hey, here's a coach who's probably going to get fired, right?
Yeah.
This is the best team in the NFL. And I think in episode 1, there's a fight. I mean, one of their premier defensive players, Derek Hall, edge rusher, there's some pushing and shoving, and he walks up behind some guy and pulls him down by his neck. And coach, goes at him. But there's a lesson afterwards where they're talking about, these guys are just they're their brothers, their family, they're gonna fight, but they always make up for it in the locker room.
Hmm.
And I think that I don't care what you do in the field, just make up for it in the locker room. If that's what makes you closer, that's fine. So when I
Yeah.
see the fighting, I'm not like, yeah, punch each other. That's really smart. But I'm like, there's energy and there's passion and there's
Yeah.
excitement.
That's true. I just, my mind went, because I haven't heard, that hasn't happened in Pittsburgh in a while. Something that, widespread. And you hear about
Yeah,
the scuffles all the time during
yeah,
camp, and that's nothing. But this, I was like, it sounds like more than just, everybody's getting a little chippy. It's just, but hey, I hope everything must be, because there's nothing else has been said about it
yeah.
since. So,
Well, that's because our boy E-Rob, Landon Roberts, is back in town.
yeah, yeah, that's right. He was kind of setting the tone for that.
Oh yeah, I love that energy. All right, let's talk about guys you thought did not necessarily didn't do well, but their stock is down, and you're raising an eyebrow at their
Yeah.
play.
Caleb, I mean,
I don't think he has a stock.
yeah, I mean, he was it 2 carries for 3 yards or three
Yeah,
carries for 2 yards? Or I
yeah,
mean, it's yeah, wow. I mean,
yeah,
and what was it? Is this guy's name Lou Nichols?
yeah. Lou
Is that
Nichols. Yep.
yeah? I mean, he had 10 carries in the game. I mean,
Yeah,
and you didn't
yeah.
get
I think Caleb's done. Caleb
yeah,
Young, former third round pick from Iowa. Very weird. And I've seen some draft guys saying like everything that we thought was a problem is a problem. Also, he's behind a very young offensive line right now, which isn't helping. I think we saw his size as fans, like, oh, we're getting Le'Veon Bell. That's exciting.
Hmm.
And the dude can't get on the field, even with a new coaching staff. So I'm going to be surprised if he makes this final roster.
What are
I'm
they saying? What they thought was a problem with him?
a lot of Najee Harris traits where
Oh,
just like not explosive and doesn't have a quick cut, but you hope that those things change, but the
yeah.
fact that now we're seeing this through a different and entirely different coaching staff, new head coach, new offensive coordinator, new O-line coach, new running back coach, everything. Don't get me wrong. Last year in Madden, I got him 99 overall, and it was great, and I loved it. I was excited for Caleb Johnson, but
Yeah.
I'm going to be very surprised if Caleb is on the roster in 3 weeks. You might see him flip to like I don't know, like a Detroit because they just
I don't
lost.
know.
They just lost. Oh shoot, I can't. Oh, Isaac the seventh, the former Kansas City Chief. I can't think of his name, but they lost him. He's injured. So a guy, a team that needs a backup or a third string running back, especially on a rookie contract, but it'll probably be like a sixth round pick, maybe even a seventh round pick,
Hmm.
which is unfortunate. Did you see anyone else?
That's just what stands out for me was, he didn't get any action. It's
Yeah,
like, well, I guess that's that then.
yeah. I thought keeping in that same family. I thought most of the tackles looked pretty bad. Dylan Cook looked pretty overmatched, outmatched. I thought Troy Fatano had some moments,
Hmm.
but I thought he looked pretty rough. I'm giving him some grace because he's moving over to the left side. And I thought Jack Driscoll, great name, but
Yeah, that's a.
I oh my gosh, those when I watched those sacks that Mason took, those three guys were responsible for most of them.
Hmm.
Like it just they immediately got crashed and pushed, and there was no help. And the Packers took out Lucas Van Ness and their top pass rushers after that first drive. So you would think that we could hold our own, but those between those three guys not playing well, Max and Iachor mysteriously injured. I don't know what this is about, and Broderick still fighting his way back. Broderick admitted that he's not even in playing shape right now. He's got to add like 5 or 6 more pounds to be the weight he usually plays. So I'm kind of concerned about that tackle position. And the play that I saw from Cook, Fatanu, and Driscoll does not give me hope. It
Yeah.
gives me a lot of concern.
Hopefully they get it worked out before the next game and it's completely different
Yeah.
when we see
What
them out there.
did you see the reports on Max Iniachor?
No, I've been
Ihanachor?
wide open this week. I hadn't.
Ihanachor. He has a shoulder/neck injury.
Well, didn't that happen like a couple of weeks ago, and then he
Yeah.
came a day or two later? He was right back on the field.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Is he re-irritated something, or?
That's just not good. I mean, if you have one
Hmm.
tackle in Broderick Jones who's fighting a neck and shoulder injury, and now you're going to have another guy. Both of them were taken
Yeah.
because they were a raw, talented guy. It's just it gives me headaches.
Yeah.
I guess the counterpart of that is Makai Lemon might not play for the Eagles for a while because he's injured.
Is he?
Yeah, he can't get on the field. I think he hurt his hamstring. And then Jordan Tyson, who was the receiver out of Arizona State, who we were also linked to,
Mhm.
but he had some injury concerns. He's out for like 6 to 8 weeks with a hamstring. So, uh, you don't know what you have until you're 3 years out.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Um,
takes a while to really see what you have in a draft.
yeah, I mean, look back at now that we've re-signed Keanu Benton too. That first draft class is fantastic. Fortunately, minus Broderick Jones.
Hmm. And we've got one more guy from that class that's just kind of like floating in the wind right now. It's like, what's happening here? And it's starting to feel like they might not want him around more than one
Nah,
more season.
I think Devin Witherspoon from the Seahawks got paid. I bet you Joey gets paid because they got to figure out where he stands in that. I bet you he's locked up before week 1. I'm
I,
pretty
I
confident in that.
certainly hope so, but I just, he's allowed one touchdown in 3 years. He
Yeah,
had
the
his
corner
penalty issues in year two, but I mean,
cornerbacks fall off real quick. I want Joey there. I want Joey forever, but cornerbacks fall off real quick.
Hmm.
Like 3 years ago, Sauce Gardner was unanimous first team All Pro, and then got traded to the Colts, and he's like been banged up and he can't play.
Yeah.
And he's like one of the highest paid corners. So I understand the weariness, but whatever. All right, last one of these mixed bag. I have two guys that I thought were like, whatever. They were both stock up and stock down. Did you have anyone that fit in that category?
No, not really. I mean,
Okay.
I've watched the game, but I haven't like eyeballed it tight.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I had some time to kill Friday evening, so I thought Mason was in there because he looked fine, but
well,
I'm
yeah. I
not,
mean,
I'm not looking for fine. And I put Jack Sawyer in there because I noticed that Jack Sawyer was around the ball a lot, but he couldn't close. He
hmm.
was consistently near the ball, but it kind of felt like he was thinking too much, and because of that, was not able to attack the ball. It's like see ball, hit ball. It kind of felt like he was thinking, okay, I need to take this angle, and by the time he thought about that angle was closed.
He could be
So
just processing new system while he's out there on the field.
yeah, so I thought, cool, I see 33 everywhere. I need to see 33 make plays.
Yeah, I was definitely looking forward to seeing him play this year because what he did last year was, yeah, it got me excited. It's like we've got like some serious depth at outside linebacker with his
Yeah.
play.
He's a playmaker. He's a game breaker. And I think that again, all of our top four edge rushers have very different skill sets. He's probably closer to an Alex Highsmith just because of his size.
Hmm.
But going back to his days at Ohio State, he just finds a way to impact the game. It's kind of like the defensive version of Tim Tebow, where it's like you can't really look and be like, wow, that's so good. But you're like, well, dang, somehow he won the game.
Yeah.
And with Jack Sawyer, it's like, well, that wasn't a pretty rep, but somehow he strip sacked the quarterback and ran it back. It's
Hmm.
kind of that same thing.
I hadn't heard that
So
guy's name in a long time.
yeah, Timothy. All right, let's move on. Let's talk first impressions. You only get one chance to make a first impression. Mike McCarthy, the hometown guy,
Hmm.
made his debut at Acrisure, still Hinesfield, still Three Rivers.
Yeah.
What are your
Hmm.
first? What's your first impression? How? Like, just I'm talking Coach McCarthy alone. Take the players out of it. Just look at Mike McCarthy as a coach and his system and his game plan. What did you see?
For years, you mentioned West Coast offense to me, and my eyes light up like Blitzburg defense. That's my feelings about that system, and I've had that attitude for a long time. I mean, it is just like the perfect offensive concept,
You're talking West
especially
Coast.
yeah, West Coast,
Yeah.
yeah, and that he's got so much experience in it, and he's so hands on with quarterbacks, and he's I don't care whether we have a Pittsburgh guy or not coaching the team. That doesn't. I mean, yeah, it's a nice, full, feel good lifetime story for
Right.
some people, and whatever. But I do like that he's teaching those players about the city and the city's history and all that, and really driving things home to give them something to be proud of, other than just the football team itself. I mean, it's just he's just trying to instill in them how important it is to play football there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good point. And you mentioned the scheme, and I thought that as well. It just felt refreshing. There were just some plays and some formations that I'm like, wow, this feels different. It felt like we were playing to players' strengths and not
Mhm.
putting players in our system,
Yeah.
which obviously Mike Tomlin didn't call the offense, so there's discussion to be had there. But like I'm thinking with Caden Weechen, like it just you found ways to get Caden involved. You found ways to get Lou Nichols involved. You found ways to get um oh,
Scheming.
do what?
Scheming.
Scheme. Yeah. You found ways to get I'm looking for his name, Eli Heidenreich, Max Hurlman, Travis Homer,
Hmm.
Robert Tanyan, Riley Nowakowski, like Levi Went, like these guys so, right now they're no one, but you found ways to accentuate their skill sets. And
Hmm.
Robert Tunyon has a storied history in the NFL. Like he was Aaron Rodgers' main guy a couple years ago in Green Bay. I'm not dismissing that, but it felt like again we were playing with players, and the players weren't just playing in our scheme.
Yeah. It's I've got Bill Walsh's book, Finding the Winning Edge. I
Yeah.
believe, pretty sure it's what it's like. His philosophy on coaching the West Coast, what to look for when you're drafting players. I mean, it's like it's not even in print anymore. Last time I
Wow.
saw it, I looked it up on Amazon just for kicks. Somebody was selling a used copy for almost $500 several years ago.
Wow.
I've read that book front to back. Read his, I think it's his biography, about when
Yeah.
he got the job with the Niners and all that, and talking about the West Coast stuff. And man, it just that system is just so quarterback friendly,
Yeah.
and we got a little taste of it last week.
Got a little taste of it. I also I liked the trust in the quarterbacks. You kind of felt like again,
The
you could
fourth and
tell
one call.
yeah, you could tell there
Mhm.
were different quarterbacks in the game, and you could tell that Mike McCarthy was comfortable with that. I loved the 2 minute drill. That was like I'm so used to a again, it's preseason. I know that I'm so used to a conservative approach with the last 2 minutes. We'll run it. If we get like 8 yards, maybe we'll keep going. No, they were going for it. They were like, we're
Mhm.
here to win football games. We're not here to not lose.
Yeah.
The one thing that the biggest eh was the penalties. We had 11 penalties for
Oh yeah.
134 yards. Again, these are the guys are getting handsy,
Preseason.
guys. It's preseason, but I would like to see that cleaned up. We're going to find out how well guys are listening and how receptive they are to him here in a couple of days. You talked about him instilling kind of Pittsburgh culture. I'm with you. It's super cool that he's from Pittsburgh. I love that. It's a cool story. If for whatever reason he lifts the Lombardi, and it's going to be
Yeah.
like the most amazing thing.
That'll be an even bigger deal.
But I I want to win football games, and I like that he's instilling that Steeler culture and history to the guys. Um, One of the reporters that professionally covers the Steelers made a comment that they wrapped up another year in Latrobe, and the Steelers canceled or not canceled, like shortened the last two practices, and someone made a just kind of like a comment that Latrobe is a big deal to Steeler fans to take the time to drive out to St. Vincent College and go to Chuck Noll Field. It's a very organic thing that the Steelers have, and to cut those days short, knowing that you have bad weather in the forecast, you could have canceled them, save people from driving. But I guess this reporter, whatever, talked to a couple people and they were not pleased with the entire Latrobe experience. So I wonder if McCarthy, knowing how important Latrobe is to the Steelers organization, will kind of frame that differently next year. He's still
Mhm.
learning himself, if not how to be a head coach, but how to be a head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's turn the page. Let's talk about next week. I believe we have the Jets. I think that's
Yes. Hmm.
preseason, so I don't really keep up with who the opponents are. What are some things that you're watching for um, in the game? Practice is one thing, but what are we looking for in the game?
Fundamentals. The defensive line doing their jobs. One, and the defense wrapping up. You know, make sure the tackling's there. That's stuff that I look for, especially since we're getting experience with no tackling in camp now.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I
yeah,
just want to see good solid stuff. Put a score on the board with your starters or whatnot, and then see how everybody else plays out from there. I don't look for them. I don't feel like you have to win every preseason game. I like to at least walk away with a win in one of those games, but I just want to see crisp football and solid execution with everything.
yeah. Sorry, I'm also watching the Pirates game. It's the top of the ninth right now, and they're up against the Tigers. O'Neal Cruz homered in his first game back, and I think that was Brandon Lau. Yeah, Brandon Lau just sailed one past first baseman. So I'm looking for, can the young guys do it again? Because you know what you're getting from your vets. That's why they're not
Mhm.
playing. But I named Jeremy Bernard, Caden Weetjen, Robert Spears Jennings, Dalen Everett. Those are all draft picks from this year.
So you think they won't play any of the vets in this next game,
I
like
think they'll play a
DK or
couple.
Pittman?
No, DK and Pittman are injured. Whether it's a serious injury or a training
Yeah, I
camp
mean,
injury, I don't know. But I saw that neither one is expected to play, which I'm fine with. Well, I would like to see Michael Pittman in the offense, but if that means we can figure out our murky wide receiver situation behind them, I'm fine with
yeah.
that because there's a lot of guys battling for one wide receiver three, four, five, and maybe six. And you
Hmm.
figure Jeremy Bernard's got one. You assume Roman Wilson has one. I would think Skoranek has one because he's, the Pro Bowl gunner. So does that mean you give it to Caden Weech? There's questions there that I'd
Yeah,
like to see answered.
I want. Does Caden play any running back at all?
No, because the similar comp to him is Eli is it Holmstein? Yeah, Eli Heidenreich.
Yeah. Okay,
Uh,
I keep getting them confused
yeah, Eli
because
Heidenreich was the guy from Navy. He's also
he,
a Pittsburgh guy.
he's a seventh round pick, right? And
Yes.
Caden was the guy they grabbed in the fourth round that was playing
Yes.
golf when they picked him.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah, that's I
he
keep
did
getting them
not think
turned around.
he didn't think he was going to get drafted that high. So I did
Mhm.
see that Eli Heidenreich has his nickname is the Swiss Navy knife because he went to Navy and he kind of knew everything. I thought that was kind of cool. So I'm looking for young guys. They flashed in week one. Obviously, Howard versus Allar. Just give them both a half. Like, again, maybe let Rodgers or whoever go out there for a single series. But
Mhm.
I need a cleaner performance from the offensive line. I want to see them gel. We're still figuring out who's what. A lot of young talent, which is good, but need to clean that up. And then, are we going to get to see a little more from McCarthy? Is he going to start opening this up? Because it's not like Mike Tomlin where you know what they're doing every week. Like he's still instilling his system.
I'm guessing what we're going to see is he's just going to play the system that we saw in this Thursday night game. They're probably just going to keep hammering that home because that's like the very foundation of that West Coast system.
Yeah,
And just make sure that everybody on that side of the ball knows that stuff like the back of their hand because they're going to be checking in and out of it a lot during the season when it gets going. So if they know those foundational plays and concepts, they can always go to that and it's boom 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 kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. Just and then get ready for week one.
Yeah.
Um, all right, just last. Let's make this quick. I'm gonna go through a few players that I just have quick notes on. We've talked about quarterbacks, so I don't want to rehash that. Um, I thought that Max Hurlman, who's the running back, I thought he was interesting because he has been a Mike Tomlin training camp guy where he's kind of stuck around.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Allar kept finding him late, and he also handled punt return duties late in the game. That was interesting. Lou Nichols has been in the league for a couple of years, but he might be running back three.
That's why I'm kind of seeing Warren Dowdle and Nichols as our
That's
running
what
backs.
I might be thinking. But again, I think the Heidenreich potential is nice. Just because he's a white running back doesn't mean he's Christian McCaffrey. But I like the talent.
You might
Robert
be able to
Tunyon,
slip into the practice squad.
maybe.
So
I think Robert Tunyon probably locked himself into tight end three. The chemistry with Rodgers was already there, and then you saw he had one touchdown, maybe even two. Um, so I thought that he's going to find himself as tight end three. Riley Nowakowski, our fullback, was actually
uh,
used as a fullback. We had an I
oh
formation.
man,
Oh God, it was beautiful.
yeah, I
It was
know. It's been so
beautiful.
long, so
Yeah,
long.
and he also had a late game touchdown from Aller. Let me think who else. O line. We talked about O line. We talked about Robert Spears Jennings. Cole Holcomb. Cole Holcomb was back. First time we've seen him back in a long
Mhm.
time. He wore the green dot most of the second half. I thought that was good. We don't know what we have in him anymore. Like he was a starting linebacker, but that injury took him out for a long time. I thought
Yeah,
Peyton Wilson looked fantastic. All reports are saying he is on it in training
yeah,
camp. He has, and
yep.
again, I talking about let the big man eat by letting guys like Gabriel and Cam and all of our defensive linemen hog space. Peyton can do what he does best, which is see ball, hit ball. Um, Carson Brunner was in there. Carson Brunner is just going to be around the ball. Y.A. Black looked good.
That's what I'm looking at the depth chart right now, and our defensive Harmon, Y Black, Cam Hayward starting. Then you've got Benton, Sebastian Joseph Day, and then the Rubio guy behind
Yeah,
them. I
yeah,
mean, that's nearly a starting defensive line for our whole second crew. And I'm just not counting Rubio because he's a rookie and he's only had that one preseason game. So
right.
I
But
expect him to play well, but still, I
we
mean,
can probably go ahead and work on Rubio's bust in Canton. I mean, we can probably go ahead and go on that. Just let's save some time. And then last thing, Asante Samuel Jr.
yeah,
Stud. That again, sometimes there's a benefit to the vets missing time, and Asante is a vet, but we
he's
showed
back.
that it showed that we have a solid cornerback opposite Joey. We're still missing a lot of talent, so excited for those guys to get back. Pirates won, so raise the Jolly Roger. Um, Brad, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I do. Darnell Washington was asked to drop some weight, but you're not hearing a lot out of him. And I've even read that they're not throwing the ball to him much during camp. He's not really involved in the passing game. I mean, I,
I'm not worried about it. I think they're waiting to unleash the big man. They just signed him to a
I hope
contract
so. I hope
extension.
we end up running. This was when Mike Holmgren was with the Packers, but they had Mark Bavaro and Keith Jennings on
History
that
lesson.
Super Bowl team that beat the Patriots in '96.
Yeah, yeah.
But man, you couldn't. I mean, you had what I think it was Antonio Freeman out at wide out. I can't remember the other wide. They had two stud wide receivers and they had two All Pro tight ends. I mean, you couldn't cover all these guys.
Yeah.
So if that plays out and they do, plan to include him in the offense still,
I
which they'd be crazy if they didn't.
no that I have they would not have re-signed him to a contract
Yeah.
extension. He's
Well, I
walked
mean,
the
in the
road ahead.
Tomlin years, you saw a lot of that. Somebody get the big
Yeah.
money and then, well, yep. So
I he starters are going to play in the regular season, and again, I no, he hasn't made a lot of noise, but that's because he's just so massive that I think that they're just waiting to like
yeah,
let
they're just keeping him wrapped up
contain
right now. We're
keep
not
that
telling
bull
anybody
contained
what we're going to do with you.
because he's freak. I mean, he's massive. And during the NFL draft, was up there, and they had the sizes of various players, right? That you could walk up to Jalen Samuels and you could see how tall he was, and you could see his hand size. And I'm a pretty tall guy, right? I'm pretty tall, and I had the height of DK Metcalf, right? So I'm standing next to DK Metcalf, and we're about the same height. I go to Darnell, and I feel like a small child, especially when I put my hand up to his hand, which it was like if this is his hand, my hand was like this.
Oh my God.
I
Wow.
I felt like a child. That it's a big man. Big man's gonna eat. They're not gonna show their hand in preseason.
He dropped what, 30 pounds? He's probably going to be playing around what, 275, 280, something like that this year.
Tight end. It's tight end.
And he played at 310 last year.
Yeah. Maybe that's my next jersey. We need some more big man representation.
Yeah.
All right, Brad, you got anything
Yeah.
else?
No, no, man, I'm good. We covered it. I'm just looking forward to watching another game,
We're gonna
watching
be
more
like
of this next one.
I watch, and again, it's like it's a different flavor. It
Mhm.
might be the same result in the end, but going down, it's like, oh, this is different. This is
Yeah.
different.
Oh yeah.
So
Much.
we are officially cue the Bob of the year because we're turning the page. Let's go.
That's right.
I'm Nick. That's Brad. Thank you for tuning in. Again, share us on your socials. We're trying to grow this channel, but again,
Please.
it's like we're sitting at the bar and we're having a beer, and you want to join
Yeah.
in. That's fine. Drop some comments. If we like it, we'll read it out loud. If we love it, we'll respond to it, and if we hate it, we'll just talk about it behind your back. So until next time.
That's right. Later.